Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Arnold Schwarzenegger Still Goes to the Gym Every Day. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of our show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. Arnold Schwarzenegger just turned 75 years old. And guess what? He still goes to the gym every day. You have to admit, that's impressive. My sources tell me that at about 7:30 in the morning, he puts his bike on the back of his Suburban and heads from Brentwood, California to the Fairmount Miramar Hotel in Santa Monica. From there, he takes a 3-mile bike ride to Gold's Gym, the world's famous Gold's Gym, where he has been lifting weights on and off ever since the late 60s. Arnold says the bike ride is his favorite part of the morning. Now, this is no big secret. Everybody in California can see him riding his bike to the Gold's Gym every morning. Tourists who see him whizzing by on his bike will start screaming out his name and ask for a selfie. But Arnold just keeps pedaling. Arnold does not wear a helmet, and he seems to love being recognized. He startles commuters with his drive-bys. He describes his ride as a kind of vigorous nostalgia trip, a time when the former Mr. Universe and the Terminator can reconnect with his old neighborhood, Venice. He talks to bus drivers, the garbage man, and construction workers. He loves that sort of thing. When Arnold gets to the gym and he does his workout, people notice that he's barely lifting 120 pounds on the bench press. That's from what was formerly one of the strongest men in the world. After decades of brutal workouts, his shoulders are shot. His knees are in terrible shape. His back hurts, and he's had multiple heart procedures, including at least 3 separate valve replacement surgeries. 2 of his surgeries were 10-plus hour ordeals that nearly killed him on the table. Still, at the age of 75, Arnold is a psychological and physical Superman. He says that the older he gets, the more he misses close friends who are dying left and right. The hardest loss was the Italian champion Franco Colombo, who was a pumping iron icon known as the Sardinian strongman, who died of an apparent heart attack in 2019. I loved Franco, Schwarzenegger wrote in an Instagram tribute to Franco himself. These guys were so close that they even worked together as bricklayers when they first came to America. Arnold and Franco used to live in a 1-bedroom apartment at 227 Strand Street in Santa Monica. They lived there for about a year in the late 60s when they first came here. If you go on social media, you can find videos of Arnold and Franco taking bike rides together towards Gold's Gym, where they worked out. It's like watching 2 superheroes enjoy their bike rides. I'll tell you something else interesting. One of the reasons I've lifted weights my entire life is because back in the 70s, when living in Detroit, I went to the theater and I saw a documentary called Pumping Iron with Arnold and Lou Ferrigno and, of course, Franco Colombo. I love that documentary. It really inspired me. These guys were the stars of the documentary, as well as the driving force of a relatively new sport called bodybuilding back then. Arnold also wrote a book called Pumping Iron, and he was on a national book signing tour. When he appeared at a bookstore at Fairlane Mall in Dearborn, Michigan, I actually went down there and had him sign my book. Arnold won Mr. Olympia 7 times and Mr. Universe 4 times. He went on to make movies. He invested heavily in real estate and purchased a lot of it in Santa Monica. Back in the early days when the prices were still reasonable. Now, everything's millions of dollars there. He starred in some of the greatest action movies of the 80s, including The Terminator, Total Recall, and 2 of my favorites, Predator and Terminator 2. When you went to see an Arnold action movie back in the 80s or 90s, you were seeing the best of the best, and his box office numbers proved it. Arnold went on to become the governor of California. I didn't agree with all his politics, but you have to admit that he set an incredible goal and he achieved it when he became governor. He married Maria Shriver, and unfortunately he messed up that marriage by getting his maid pregnant. Arnold is the very example of setting very high goals and then working to achieve them. You don't see that very much in our culture anymore. Kids don't even study for exams anymore because so many high schools and colleges are making their exams open book, which means you can go online and find the answer, or you can go home and find the answers to your test questions. That sounds crazy to me. Do you want to have a doctor perform surgery on you who has to look up the procedure online before he performs the surgery? I don't think so. What is that? That sounds insane to me. It's clown world out there now. If Arnold represents anything, it's anti-clown world. A world where people strive to achieve the impossible, not looking up answers online. He now runs this Arnold Classic Health Expo, which has become one of the largest health and fitness shows in the world. It's a family-friendly show with a positive message that promotes personal health and fitness for all. That's what I call a positive life well lived. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to get the word out. Thank you, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.